momento mató más.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, guys? How are we doing? YouTube, how are we doing? MFX members in the chat, how are we doing? Beautiful Monday today. We are blessed to be here. Gold moving crazy this morning. Over 700 pips already for the day, which is absolutely insane. But I'm not even surprised. I mean, gold has been on crazy moves for a while. Mods, just let me know if volume is good. I think it's a bit loud actually. How is that volume? Let me know. And yes, boys, let's get this show on the road. Okay, that is sorted. I was wondering why Nightbot isn't waking up, but there's Nightbot. Okay, 100%. Guys, let's get straight into it. Let's see what gold has been doing this morning and see how we can get in to possible positions on gold this morning. Weekly closing, yeah, nothing on the weekly. For the past 3 weeks, there's nothing really that I'm taking away from the weekly, to be honest with you. It's more just running with that lower time frame and then capturing my moves from that. So honestly, once again, I'm not phased with the weekly, but one thing I do want to understand, that this bottom wick, right, it's not that large. So my understanding is going to be that for the past previous 2 weeks, that is what has grabbed the liquidity. This week opening up, giving us a minor bottom wick and then starting to break highs. That's when we then started to drive, right? So then panning over to the daily, it's very nice for me to see right now that we're starting to gauge upon momentum to the upside. Just want to double check that daily has a bottom wick. Is the music too loud? I feel like the music's a bit too loud. Yeah, so the daily has a bottom wick. For the past 3 candles, we are making consecutive higher highs and higher lows, which is showing me that there is obviously volume to the upside. We're now trading about 40.50, which we haven't in a hot minute. So the last time we were up here was pretty much about 2 weeks ago. And then this is the same level from the beginning of October. So this resistance is strong, right? So now that the daily is starting to trade above it, I actually want to see if we can close above this level tomorrow, possibly giving us that retest and then the continuation drive. But obviously the momentum is there, so I want to see, can we actually from this QP re-break those highs to continue the momentum, or is this going to be part of that retracement that I just spoke about? So first things first, let me get, that's the wrong one, let me get that current daily high in. Got that current daily high, panning over to that 4 hour also looking very nice actually. Also starting to trade higher highs and higher lows within that candlesticks itself, but approaching a major resistance right now, which is 40.75, which not only is a 4 hour liquidity level, but it's also a daily as well as a QP level for me. So once again, I'm going to look to see if we can re-break the 4 hour flip. So that will be the 4 hour re-breaking its high right now to then continue driving to the upside. Okay. But for me personally, do we have a retest of the zone that has broken out of 40.25? This should be 25. I don't know why it's adjusted. We don't have the retest. So when I talk about the retest, there's that resistance there. Where is the test of that area? That hasn't happened yet. So if you look at basic market structure, right? Excuse me. If you look at basic market structure, it should look something like this all the time. So this is what you should be seeing all the time. Resistance over there. Price will trade against the resistance, eventually breaking through, and then obviously price needs to test where it's just broken out of. Now that 4 hour is not doing that. Okay, now it's not a must that it has to do so, but this is basic price action, and I'm always looking to trade that basic price action to understand that price should then level off of that, right? So now looking back on that 4 hour on gold, we haven't had that retest yet. But here's the thing, we can't predict how long the ride will be. I mean, you can bring out every tool. The market has obviously its own way of driving. Just give me a second quickly. So for me, we could still continue that push and then only get the retest. You with me? So it's not to say now at the quarter pip it's going to reject, because then I could have said the same thing about that QP level. I could have said that QP level got tested, price can retest. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, as much as I understand that price can pull back, I'm always going to have the idea that if it re-breaks highs, I'm going long. Because all I'm going to do is trade with momentum, which is what I am. I'm a momentum trader, right? So I want to be on the momentum side all the time. So on the 4 hour, there is no zone that I'm going to plot in. I'll possibly find on the 30 minute. Then panning over to the 30 minute, we have that stall in liquidity right now at that QP level. So that's what I was just speaking about, right? So the normal human beings going to understand that at these QP levels, there could be a possible stutter, could be a possible rejection, right? But now just because that is the case and installing at a point of liquidity, it is rejecting, doesn't mean it's going to drop until we get a confirmation. Confirmation for me will obviously be an engulfing candle to the downside, giving me that bearish momentum. Once I get that bearish closure, I then look for obvious type 3s. But for me, if we start breaking these highs, I'm going long. I'm not even going to think about it twice. There's my resistance on the 15. A simple close above there on that current daily high is going to make me go long on the pair. So that's going to be the play for me this morning on gold, to see if we can continue the drive. If I can get that drive, I'm taking the buys. Okay. So there's no 4 hour zone that I'm going to mark. It's just going to be that 30 minute levels, which is going to be the 15 resistance. Also, if I look to the left hand side, we do have a possible target of flat body resistances there at 42. Let's call it 43, right? Let's do this. So 40, 83, rebreak of this high right now. It's a simple play. Here you have your resistance on that 30/15 over there. Closure above that's going to give me the idea that price can drive. And then I also have a dynamic level of support over here. So this is where I'll pop it in right there. And then the play is very simple. All I'm looking to do right now is ride the bus. Wait for price to start breaking these highs, possible continuations, and then I look to trade the pair. Okay, as simple as that. So all I want to see now, as I do have a type 5 within 30, is going to be a rebreak of these highs. If I can get a rebreak of these highs, I'm going long immediately. So this will be the setup for me. Let me see what that risk plan is going to be looking like. It needs to at least be beneath that candle over there. So if I look at 60, 60 is going to be there, right? So 60 covers the candle's low, which is awesome for me. Okay. So I want to see if we can start either closing above now, or do we just start to rip? So I'm comfortable with the rip because we have a resistance on the 15. We then have the liquidity grab on the QP level. And then on the 30 minute, I have a type 5. Now, it isn't a bearish candle, but I can still play it as it is a candle of indecision after we have a candle of closure above the level. So preferably for me, I would like price to stall closer to 10 o'clock so that I can get that 15 close above and then I can take the trade at London Open. That would be the perfect idea for me, perfect setup, right? But if it is going to be the case that price is going to drive right now, I will take that execution a bit earlier. Okay, so that is my idea on gold for the buys. If I am looking to sells, I am not looking for anything in there at all, because the thing is, price can still come down, grab liquidity at that 50 and 30 lows, and then still drive up. So I would more so see this as a buy area and this as a buy area, and then if price gets beneath, then I'll see it as a sell area. Okay, so my sells would happen beneath there after price starts to reject these highs, pretty much closes beneath. Yeah, then I'll be comfortable in understanding that it is pretty much changing direction and the drive to the upside has now been completed. It's either going to give me the retest to flip back bearish, or it's going to give me the retest to grab more liquidity and then drive. So that's the idea on gold this morning. Relatively straightforward. I love the buys a lot. I just obviously have to be patient enough for it. I saw some guys messaging the group that they're waiting for the QP level. But yeah, if we can clear that QP level away from 40.75, we can anticipate that the next area should be 40.83 that should be tested. How far is that? It's about 38 pips away. And then your next QP will obviously be the run. If I look further to the left hand side, there is a nice LTA as well into 40.93. So gold looks good. As much as gold has pushed already, it still looks good for possible entries. Okay, that's my idea on gold. Let's have a look at pound yen and see what is cracking right now. Okay, so pound yen for me is what I spoke about last week. It was literally the fake and the drive. If you remember last week, I can't remember if I took the trade with the MFX members alone or if it was on YouTube, I can't remember. But this was the idea. There was the level of liquidity. There was my closure below. It faked out a lot of early sellers. Once price closed back above on the lower time frame, this was then buy territory for me. That same scenario applies today. We're trading above the QP level. Yes, I do have the resistance there, but the liquidity from these lows is continuing. I want to see us break the current daily high as well as these possible highs on the left hand side. If price can do so, I'm going to anticipate that price should roll over to 204. Very, very straightforward. So two things to note on pound yen. Number one, QP level at 202.5, and then number two, resistance currently at the flat body resistance at 202.700. Okay, so once again, I'm going to pop in my current daily highs to see if I can re-break that. If I can re-break that, I'm going to anticipate momentum to continue. There's my 4 hour right there. Geez, we've actually been pushing for a hot minute, right? So that being said, just because I am approaching liquidity / resistance does not mean the momentum is lost. I can obviously stall at the area, which you'll see on the lower time frame, but it doesn't mean momentum is lost. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to mark this area as resistance from the 4 hour for me, and then I will just tweak it on that that 30 minute. Here's that 4 hour demand, panning over to the 30. I'm actually just going to tighten this all the way here. And then this, I'm going to have like that. Okay, I'm going to trade into those wicks. So here's the thing. The break of the current daily high right now is going to be a valid setup, because if we look where price is right now, we've closed above liquidity. There's a liquidity close. Then price has given us a bottom wick and starting to drive, understanding that this resistance is why price is stalling 100%, which means that it should then come away from the area, which means if it's not going to do so and it's going to re-break the highs, price should then continue driving. So it's either going to be the safer play and wait for London open in the next 7 minutes, which I'm probably going to do anyway, and see if price can close above. If we can close above, I'm going to look for that continuation bias, which is now going to be type 4s as the bias has changed on GJ. So this is actually going to be a 3v1. And if that is the case, and the candle closes above, I'll look for my type 4 longs into 202.870 and above to 203. Yeah, around those areas, 203.100, 203.200. That would be the idea. So on GJ, I'm only looking for buys. I'm not phased about the sells. I'm only looking for buys, right? So if we can see closure above in the next 7 minutes, I'm going to wait until then, just because this area is quite important. So if I can see a closure above there, 202.750, I would say. Closure above that area, I'll be looking for long. So just to pop this in so you guys can see, this will be my aggressive longs. Aggressive because we've already pushed so far. There is a possibility that price could sit in this range. Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot. Closure above the area should definitely give me the bias. Looks very, very nice. Type 5 on the 15 as well. It's just that we've closed in liquidity, so I'll hang 10 on that. But other than that, looks good. Okay. That's my idea on GJ. Gold is just obviously the one that should provide more volume. So I'm always going to have my eyes more so on gold than GJ. But both setups do look good, guys. But yeah, that's me for my analysis on GJ and gold. Drop a W in the chat if you understand. If you don't, do let me know. We can obviously just run through it. But other than that, are you guys ready for the week? How are you guys feeling for the week? Let's have another solid week this week. Let me see what's happening for the chat. Yes, that's important, guys. If you understand the analysis, actually go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. but just whack that like button at that same time. Now, Mars Gold isn't a bust, it's a bullet train. The way it's been moving, 100% agree. 100% agree. The volume is crazy. I mean, 700. Where would you ever think that before London you would see 750 pips? Crazy. Thought we're gonna see a type 1 play on GJ when last year the type 1. Yo, it's been a minute, bro. It's really been a minute since I've taken a type 1. Just pop this in here also. So this will be aggressive buys 2. As well as down here. Then aggressive shorts beneath that area. Asian sesh got that volume. I've been seeing it. 100%. What's up, Mr. Allen? $60 people watching, 28 likes. The maths is not mathing for me. Hit that like button, boys. Subs is moving. I like that a lot. Subs is moving. We're almost at 2K. Let's continue pushing. Gold opening in the next 4 minutes. News-wise, let's quickly have a look-see if we have anything in London. No, nothing. So, we're all good. Yeah, G's is going to be a very easy play if we can just close above that level, to be honest with you. It's looking very good towards that area. I can obviously also understand that this candle can reject, give us an engulfing, but personally, I don't want to take the cells down. I don't. So I'm not going to. You think there's a time when you wake up and see gold move 80 pips? That was huge. Yeah, 100%. But like I always explain to you guys, there's a big difference, and this is something we all need to understand when there's session cycles, pair cycles, and this is something we need to understand, right? There's going to be times when Asia has the moves. There's going to be times where London has the large moves, gold has the New York has the large moves. The main thing is that you don't change your trading plan, you don't change your routine just because you're seeing volume in the next session. Stick to your session. The volume will eventually flip to that. Also with pairs as well, there'll be times where there'll be low volume in gold, there'll be times where there's going to be low volume in pound yen, but the main thing, once again, stick to your pairs, stick to your session. Okay. You drove past me this morning. Where was that?